Hi everyone, the Maldives, famous for its turquoise waters and white sand. But all this may soon disappear beneath those same waves. One of the impacts of climate change, sea level rise, threatening the very existence of the Maldives. Sea level rise refers to the increase in the average height of the ocean surface over time. It may sound small, but even a rise of just a few centimeters is life-threatening for countries like the Maldives, where most land lies just 1.5 meters above sea level. How climate change causes sea level rise? Sea level rise is caused directly by global warming in two main ways, which are melting glaciers and polar ice sheets, and thermal expansion. Melting glaciers and polar ice sheets. As global temperature rises, glaciers and ice sheets in places like Greenland and Antarctica start to melt. This adds extra water to the ocean, causing sea level rise. Thermal expansion. When ocean water gets warmer, it expands and taking more space. Even without adding new water, warmer ocean rise in volume due to heat, like how metal expands when heated. Because of these effects, global sea level have risen by over 20 cm since 19,000 and expected to rise another 1 meter by 2100 if emissions continue. So why it is a crisis for Maldives? It is because the Maldives is the lowest lying country in the world, made up of 1,192 coral islands, most of which sit barely above sea level. This makes the entire country highly vulnerable to even slightest increase in sea level. Impacts of sea level rise. Damage coral reef. Coral reef normally protect the islands from waves and decrease coastal erosion, but because sea level rise is often accompanied by warmer ocean, it is causing coral bleaching. High water levels also reduce sunlight reaching corals, which affecting their growth and survival. Regular coastal flooding. As sea level rise, high tides and storms surge easily, flood low-lying islands. Floods now happen more often and with less warning, damaging homes and roads, for example, cities like Maldives. Saltwater intrusion. Rising sea will push saltwater into underground freshwater sources like wells and aquifers, makes it harder for people to access clean drinking water. Loss of habitable land. Coastal erosion and constant flooding causing land to shrink or disappear, plus the food and water scarcity, some islands are becoming too risky or too small for people to live on. Tourism under threat. Beaches are eroding, coral reefs are dying, and flood damage affect hotels. The sea level rise threatens the beauty and safety that attract tourists. Ways to overcome local action. Artificial island. For example, Hulu Malay, an artificial island that elevated 2 meters above sea level to relocate future population. Sea walls and coastal barrier. These were built around key cities like Malay to block floodwaters. Coral reef restoration. Healthy coral reefs act like natural underwater barriers. They absorb the force of incoming waves, which reduce flooding along coastline, slow down erosion, protect coastal community from storm surges. This helps the resilience of the island, buying more time for adaptation. Climate advocacy. The Maldives cannot stop sea level rise alone. It needs the world to act, so Maldives pressure high-emission countries to reduce greenhouse gases and attract climate funding for adaptation projects. Ways to overcome global solution. Just now is what Maldives do. These are what we can do. First, reduce greenhouse gases emission. Cutting emission will slow down global warming, which helps reduce ice melting and thermal expansion, the main causes of sea level rise. Number 2, supporting climate financing. Wealthier countries can provide funds to vulnerable nations like Maldives to build seawalls, relocate communities, and improve climate resilience. 3, invest in nature-based solutions. Restoring mangroves, seagrass, and wetlands help absorb wave energy and reduce erosion. This protects coastline naturally from rising seas. Last but not least, 4th, strengthen the infrastructure policy. Promote the building of flood-resistant homes, raises roads and drainage systems to reduce damage from coastal flooding and protect communities. In conclusion, the rising sea may be one of the most visible signs of climate change, but it is also one of the clearest calls to action. The Maldives is on the front line of the crisis, but it doesn't have to face it alone. If we reduce emission, protect our coastline, and stand together, we can still shape a future where no nation have to fear disappearing under the wave. The sea doesn't care about borders, neither should our response. Thanks for watching and let me know your thoughts in the comments.